Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and in this video I'm going to go over the entire system to go from $0 to $10,000 per month on LinkedIn. This works even if you're starting with a tiny audience or low engagement. So for the record, this training is for coaches, consultants, and business owners who are serious about using LinkedIn to land more clients, and the people who want a proven system to go from $0 to $10,000 per month without ads or funnel. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the entire strategy, and I'm going to show you exactly how to write content that converts, build a lead gen machine, and turn content into booked sales calls. Now, this training, it's very deep dive. So if you have the attention span of a potato, or you're just looking for a quick fix, do us both a favor and go watch something else. But if this is the case and you want to have a system that works for you, well, listen up. You're most likely stuck on LinkedIn because people are trying to perfect their offer all the time before taking action. You might just feel yourself randomly posting without seeing traction, or you're endlessly engaging with people on LinkedIn because you've been told so, but this doesn't bring in any qualified leads or booking calls. And this is the exact system that we use to help people go from $0 to $10,000 per month. And the good thing here is we don't rely on paid ads. It's 100% client acquisition organically. We don't do complex funnels. It's one channel, one message, one funnel. And we don't spend hours on content. In fact, the clients that are using this system and the people that are using this system, they spend 1 to 2 hours per week using AI to write their content. So let's get started. So step number 1 in the whole system is to craft a message that makes people say, I need this. So most people on LinkedIn, they get ignored because their offer is not that bad. They get ignored because their message is unclear. So if someone lands on your profile, they read your post, and they cannot tell you what you do or who it's for, you lose. If you confuse, you lose, as perfectly said by Donald Miller in the building a story brand. And that's the reality, right? So instead of obsessing over a niche, the first thing that you want to do in order to get to a sustainable client acquisition system on LinkedIn is to create a minimum viable message. And this is something that you can test immediately in the market. And this is a very simple one-liner that answers the question, can this person help me? So there's a very simple formula that we use. You want to just define who you help, what you help them with, how you do it, and the results they get. Because what this does, it forces clarity on the problem you solve. The one problem, not 5, but the one problem. It speaks directly to an outcome your audience already wants, and it becomes your anchor for your profile, your content, and your conversations. So it might look like something like this: helping business owners hit $10,000 per month consistently with the Authority Figures Blueprint, DM me AFB to get started. So why does this matter so much? And why do I start with AKA the minimum viable message? Why? Most people that I speak to, they don't want to get started on LinkedIn or want to get more clients out of LinkedIn. They spend weeks, if not months, in offer paralysis. They try to perfect every single detail before publishing a post or a DM or a single DM a single lead. If that's you, you're in the right spot, right? Because here it is. You don't need the perfect offer to start signing clients on LinkedIn. You just need a testable one. So with this simple message, like I said, I help who, with what, by how, so they can get the result. With this simple message, you can start publishing content that makes sense to your audience. Again, I will show you how we use AI later down the training. It allows you to message lead without sounding vague or generic. And this is a big one. It positions you in a way that commands attention, even if you're starting from scratch. And this one sentence, it's your brand statement, it's your compass. It literally tells people what you do, and it keeps you focused because it's so clear, it's so defined. So once it's sharp, every piece of LinkedIn content and activity becomes 10 times more effective. So step number 1 is that. Step number 2, we're going to go over your profile. So what you want to do is you want to turn your LinkedIn profile into a magnet for ideal clients. So if your current LinkedIn profile still reads like a CV, you're definitely leaving money on the table, because LinkedIn is not just a resume hub anymore, it's a sales page. And for every serious buyer that you want to attract, they check your profile before deciding to message you, follow you, or ghost you, right? And most people get it wrong because their profiles either talk literally just about themselves, or they try to be cute and clever with branding that says absolutely nothing. Well, your LinkedIn profile has just one job: to make the right person say, this is for me. And that's why I started with the minimum viable message right in the beginning. Like if you can clearly define who you help, what you help them with, how you do it, and what the result is they get, it's extremely clear in one freaking sentence. Oh, this is for me, this is not for me. So what a magnetic profile on LinkedIn actually does, you can also see this is like a high converting profile. It clearly explains who you help and the transformation you deliver. And this is super, super key because most likely you're a service provider as well, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this video. Also, it allows you to align every visual and line of text with your positioning. Like I said, the one statement, the one sentence is literally your compass, your North Star. And what it does 80% of the pre-selling before you even say a word. So a big part of your LinkedIn profile is your banner. As you can see, it's very clear what I do, who I help, and the results that I promise. There's a call to action in there. But besides the banner, there are a few more things important of your LinkedIn profile. First of all, the banner, like I said, the outcome and the call to action is important. With your headline, you can literally put your minimum viable message there. So I help who, with what, by how to achieve results. It can be that simple. So if you don't know where to start, use this exact formula to get going. Profile picture, I leave that up to you, but make sure it's something professional and trustworthy. Here's the thing, if you don't wear a suit for your job, don't feel obliged to wear a suit for your LinkedIn profile. That's just LinkedIn from 2015 and not from today anymore. With your about section, make sure it's a clear, story-driven, outcome-backed story about your clients. It's not about you. They don't really care about your whole backstory. It's just, okay, who can you help? Why should I listen to you? And what's the next step? Featured section is where you can add case studies, lead magnets, and call to action. And this is a very underutilized feature of the LinkedIn profile. You want to set up your services page. So how does this actually build authority? Well, if someone lands on your profile and they see a clear outcome and a clear branding and things that are aligned, trust is built fast. And especially when your content then shows up in their feed, plus your profile reinforces your authority, it creates a flywheel effect. And I will go over content in a second. But people see your post, they check out your profile, trust being built, they might send you a message, you start a conversation, you book them on a call. It can be that simple. And if a matter of fact, it is that simple. As you can see, because of my content is dialed in, because of my profile is dialed in, people message me and I'm like, hey, thanks for reaching out. What if we do the following? Book a chat here. Boom, chat booked. No wishy-washy, no back and forth, no like, oh, by the way, how can you help me and why should I trust you? No, this person saw my post. They understood the call to action in order to get more details about how we help our clients or potential clients. He's like, hey, here's the keyword. I'm like, hey, cool, let's go. Book a chat here. Let's have a chat when it suits you. So you don't need any fancy branding. You don't need to go viral. People that tell you that you need to go viral on LinkedIn to get leads, they're pretty off. What you need to do is you need to position yourself properly so that buyers know that you are the person who solves their problem. So that's not step number 2. Step number 3, we're going to go into action, right? Because optimizing your profile, it's nice, but nothing really happens if you don't do the other steps. So here is one of the biggest myths in client acquisition. I need to find more leads. Well, the matter of fact is that you already have leads. They're just buried in your LinkedIn network. So a very simple way to find people that you're looking for, whether it's a coach, a consultant, whatever you're looking for, you can literally type them in the LinkedIn search bar, press some of the features here, and you can literally, out of a billion people on LinkedIn, you can literally find like a short list of people. There are people sitting in your inbox. There are people that engage with your content in the past. These are people who already shown some level of interest, but you just haven't activated them. So what you're missing here is the mindset shift, because most people define leads as cold strangers, like people they've never talked to. And that's not true, because a lead is literally someone you can contact today. So anyone that's literally liked your post, even if it's 2 months ago or a year ago, a past prospect who goes it after a call, whenever you sell like low ticket products, an old connection who is now in your ICP, like anyone you can contact today is a lead. So if you have an audience of some sort, let's say you only have like a few hundred people following you or connected on LinkedIn, you have leads. And that brings me to a very important part. Your audience size does not matter. So for example, one of our clients, back in the days, he had like 221 followers. You would say that's marginal, right? Within 12 weeks, we helped him land a 7-figure customer for a software agency. Pretty sick, right? So it's not about how many connections, it's like, okay, who is in your audience? So hopefully this reframes everything for you. So instead of spending days researching or running ads, you can literally build a short list of at least 100 warm or contactable leads in 60 to 90 minutes. Like I said, you can literally filter on LinkedIn how to find these people. By the way, if you need any help with going through your audience or going through like finding these leads, just book a call with the link in the description. I'm happy to talk through you how that works, and we can take it from there. So why does this work? Well, people that are in your audience already, perhaps in your inbox, in your following, or even in your CUM, they know who you are. They have showed some form of intent at some point in time, and they trust you more than a stranger, right? So this means that they're more likely to reply and more likely to book a call. Again, I will show in a second how that works, especially when you re-engage them with content and speak directly to their pain points and goals. And this is literally, I need to highlight this because this is super, super important. This is the warmest pipeline building strategy that no one even talks about, because people are always like looking for new leads. I need new people in my audience. I'm like, no, there's money sitting in your current audience. You just need to activate them, right? And if you're not doing this, you're leaving cash on the table massively. All right, so cool. Now we know how to activate these leads. What if you just switching niches, or you're like, hey, I just want more people, which makes sense, right? You want more ideal leads in your audience. Well, with this step number 4, with 30 minutes a day, you can just add up to 200 leads per week, because there is a myth that like LinkedIn organic is slow. That's not really the case if you know how to build your weekly flow. The goal here is simple. What you need is you need new qualified people see your content and profile every week, because that's how you grow visibility and fill your calendar. So the strategy here is that you want to build a targeted lead list consistently. Go to the LinkedIn search, as I just told you, or use Sales Navigator if you have that active. Filter for your ICP, job titles, industry, location, just whatever you think that the criteria that the people that you're trying to find to sell your services to have. Save the result and send 200 connection requests per week, because that's the cap on LinkedIn. So it's that simple. You don't need to overthink it, and you don't need to build a quote unquote a funnel. What you need to do is build a LinkedIn lead engine. So every week, what I want you to do, add 200 new people into your world. Start showing up in their feed. Like I said, with your content, you do that. More on that in a second. Begin conversations without friction. And the beauty here is that you just want to ask people, whenever you have a conversation going, if they need any help with the problem that you're solving. It can be that simple, right? So in this case, I'm speaking to a lead. I'm like, hey, appreciate that. Is the client's part something you'd like extra help with? Why not? What if we do this following? Book a chat. It's literally the simplest version of lead generation and booking calls that compounds over time. So some of the pro tips here to get faster with this process is, do not over personalize connection requests, especially early on. Keep it clean, keep it simple, keep it clear. Like, hey, I'm looking to work with X, Y, and Z people. I see you fit the profile, might worth a chat. Or, oh, by the way, I post a lot of content about this topic. You might be interested for you, right? If you have a mutual connection to the person you want to connect with, leverage that trust. And again, filter for ICP and followers of your profile for high conversions. Again, I can't stress this enough. Like, you're not doing all these tactics and you're not following this strategy to just build an audience for the sake of audience. What you're doing is you're building out and you're growing a pipeline of people who are problem aware and results driven. Cool. So now we have done the setup. We have gone over your profile. We've gone over how to get in touch with the right people. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to create posts that make the right people DM you. Because posting every day just doesn't get you any leads. Posting the right way will. It's better to post 3 times a week, very targeted, very clear, very specific content, than trying to post 2 times a day and nothing really happens, right? So most content, especially with the AI, sounds smart but converts no one. It's vague, it's motivational, it's very safe. So what we do is we teach a format called authority content, and this is content that speaks directly to the problems your audience is already aware of, the outcomes that they want but they don't know how to get, or the beliefs that keep them stuck. So this results in posts that are short, sharp, and conversation starting. So three types of authority content to use are, the first one is very simple, problem focused content. So you call out a real pain or a real struggle from your target audience. Example might be, most agency owners struggle with X, but here's the real reason why. So I'm leading with the problem. So someone that has this problem is intrigued to read the post to find a solution to their problem. The second one is outcome focused. So you can share a win and reveal the shift behind it. Help the founder reclaim 10 hours per week. It wasn't delegation, it was clarity. This is something that I literally done last week. So one of our clients, he runs an agency. And when I spoke to him on one of the calls, he was like, yeah, I'm spending 4+ hours on LinkedIn every day. I'm like, dude, you're a business owner. You're not a full-time content creator. Let's shift things a little bit up. After the coaching call of 60 minutes, we literally reduced his 4 hours per day to 60 minutes per day. So I literally gave him back like 10+ hours a week. It's pretty insane. And by the way, if you want to see how that routine works, just stick to the end of the video because I'm breaking down that routine. And the last type of authority content that you can use is idea focus. So in this type of content, you want to challenge a belief or a common misunderstanding that your audience has that keeps them stuck. So for example, we work with a lot of like agency owners that run paid ads for their clients. Some of the things that they can share in their content is that more ad spend won't necessarily fix a broken funnel. So the good thing to understand here is that these posts are not necessarily how-to posts. It's posts that help you with, or help your audience with, like a shift in their thinking, because it gets the right people saying, okay, this is exactly what I've been struggling with, and that's when the DMs start. So why authority content works so well, because it literally positions you as the trusted expert and not just a content creator. Like I said, you're a business owner, right? So you want to focus your attention on running and growing your business, and content creation should be a task and not the main job. And with this type of content, you can do that. The other thing is that authority content does so well is it builds credibility without oversharing. Like I said, 3 targeted posts a week is better than 7 fluffy posts, and they build inbound interest without the, okay, listen to me, pick me energy. Something that we've done recently is we've built a custom GPT that write this type of content, this authority content for our clients. And as you can see, clients can just use it on their own. They have access to the GPT, and they can literally use this GPT to write content. So by doing this, we eliminated, again, 6 to 8 hours of content creation for our clients, and it's pretty sick. By the way, if you are interested in this and if you want to see more about how this GPT works and how it can help you in your business, just make sure to book a call with the link below, and I'm happy to share more of the details there. So now we've talked about content, which is of course the bait you put out to attract like-minded people. Then what we want to do is we want to do the follow-ups, because here's where 99% of creators / business owners lose the game. They post, they get attention, and they don't do anything with it. Like, trust me, posting content is not the end goal, and posting content doesn't directly lead into money in the bank. It's about starting conversations, because the goal of each post is to generate attention that you can activate. So how do you activate warm attention? So after publishing your content, again, you can use the GPT that we've built for that. You want to DM people who liked or comment your post. Don't necessarily pitch straight away, but you want to engage and start a conversation. You want to reach out to new followers and profile viewers, because as you're posting content, your audience will grow and more people will come to your audience. So you want to follow up with that, because it's a buying signal. You want to start with an opening, like a very simple, relevant question. And again, with this lead, now became a client. I'm like, hey, do you need some extra help? She's like, yeah, obviously, yes. So she shared a little bit about her challenges. We had a conversation, and not long after, she joined one of our programs. It doesn't need to be that complicated, because you're not trying to sell at the first occasion. You're just checking, hey, if this person I'm talking to, are they a fit for what I have to offer? Do they have a problem? Do they need some help? Do they want some help? And then you open up a loop. And when you do this consistently, you will be surprised how many people reply with, oh yes, actually, can you help me with that? And that's when the sales process begins. So important to understand is that whenever you're active on LinkedIn, don't wait on leads to come to you. Like, don't wait for the perfect DM to come into your inbox. Don't overqualify before you talk to someone, and don't chase engagement metrics that don't convert. So again, if people tell you like, hey, you just need more engagement on your post and then everything will be fine in terms of lead generation and client acquisition, that's not the case. Trust me, I've been there. I didn't bring in the right money in the bank account. Instead, what you want to do is you want to publish authority content. You want to watch who engages and you want to start real conversation. And this is exactly how content then becomes your client acquisition system and not just audience building. And then last but not least, the step number 7 in your entire strategy to go from $0 to $10,000 per month on LinkedIn is the 60-minute LinkedIn routine, because that's where the whole system is made to work. It's about consistency over intensity. Like I said, as one of our clients, I told him you don't need to spend 4 hours per day on LinkedIn or post daily. What you need is you need a lean, repeatable execution system. So this is literally what we teach our clients. It's very simple, and the moment you see it, you're like, can it be that simple? Yes, it can. So it can be 2 simple 30-minute blocks per day, where in the morning you focus on visibility and warm engagement. So you comment on 3 to 5 ICP relevant posts or posts from key accounts in your niche or industry. You reply to some of the early comments on your post, and you DM 5 to 10 warm leads based on yesterday's post or the previous post, because this helps you activate reach and build connections. Then a second block in the afternoon, or you can combine the block, it depends on your schedule. What you do there, you focus on growth and follow-ups. So you send 10 to 15 new connection requests to people that you haven't been connected with, but they are in your ICP, in your ideal client profile. You make sure to follow up with previous DMs. So you just go to your inbox and you check your CRM for high intent leads. And again, you start and nurture the conversations. It can be that simple, because this helps you to grow your pipeline and move deals forward. And this routine works because it keeps you top of mind with the right audience, because you're just doing the right things every day. Like I said, you're a business owner, so most likely you're busy doing business things. You're not a full-time content creator, so you need to have a routine in place. What this also does, it removes any decision fatigue that you have. Okay, what should I post now? What should I do now? Like, what actions should I do? This is literally the strategy. Like, do these things and you do better and more things than 99.9% of LinkedIn. And trust me, I've spoken to so many people, and most people just focus on the wrong things. Also, what it does, it creates consistent opportunities without the overwhelm. And especially, this is a big one, when you do batch creating, which means that, okay, one time a week you sit down and you create your content in one go, you free up time every single day to actually run your business, but also book the calls. And like I said, we provide a custom GPT for our clients. So if that's something that you need help with, if you need a systemized, almost automated way to create quality content on your LinkedIn, just book a call with the link below, and I'm happy to share more of the details. So what to do next? If you made it this far, congrats, because you don't have the attention span of a potato. But here's the strategy. This is literally the 7-step strategy that you can use to go from $0 to $10,000 per month on LinkedIn, even if you have a tiny audience or low engagement. But if you want more, if you want the exact message templates, the exact DM scripts, the more custom GPTs, weekly checklists, and personalized feedback on the things that you're doing on LinkedIn, then the next step is simple. Book a call with the link below, and then I'll walk you through the exact system to help you implement this for your business. And that helps you to go from $0 from LinkedIn to $10,000 per month on LinkedIn in a very fast, lean, and client-first approach. If that's been helpful, make sure to hit the like or subscribe to the channel. As always, my name is Jesse van Breugel, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers. Thanks for watching.